Hello friends, SchoolSteps.in welcomes you again. In today's tutorial, we'll learn about the implicit intents. Here are some important points related to the implicit intents. We will discuss these points one by one after we complete our program. So let's proceed with our program first. Open Eclipse, go to File, New, Other, type Android here. Look for Android application project, click Next. Give the application name, project name and the package name. Let's say implicit intent. Let's stick to SDK 19. Click Next. Next. Make sure to choose empty activity here. Click Next and then click Finish. It will create a project for you. The project will create two main files for you. One is the main activity.java and another one is the activity main.xml, which is our UI file. Let's delete the hello world. Right click on the UI, go to change layout and change the layout to linear layout vertical. Click OK. From the left hand side, drag one button on the UI and go to the source of UI. The first thing we need to do is to change the text. Let's say send message, and the second thing which we need to do is to change the width from wrap content to match parent. Let's delete it. Press Ctrl and spacebar together and choose match parent. Save it. Let's implement the property onClick. Say Android colon onClick, and let's give the method name as send message. Now we need to implement this method. Let's go to the main activity and let's implement this method. Public void send message. Default parameter is view. Now using this method we need to send a message. Inside this method, the first thing which we need to do is to create the object of the intent. So intent is equal to new intent. After creating the intent, we need to set the action. So we need to say set action, and what kind of action? As we need to send the message, the action type is action underscore send. So this one is a constant here. If you see, the value is android.intent.action.send. This one is the constant provided by the Android API. After setting the action, we need to set the text, and we need to take help from the put extra method. So we need to say put extra, and the key will be again the constant, which is intent dot extra text, and value could be any. Let's say this is a test message. Now we need to specify what kind of text message it is. Let's say it's a plain text message. So we need to say intent dot set type, and here we need to pass the constant again. It's http dot plain text type. That is it. Let's start our activity now using the method start activity, and we need to pass intent. Let's run our program. Right click on the program, say run as Android application. Here we go. Here is the output of our program. Let's click on the button and it will give us a dialog box asking us to choose one of the applications. Now there are two applications, reason being our intent was action underscore send, and there are two applications compatible with this particular intent. That is the reason that there is a dialog box. Let's choose the default application and it will compose the message for us. Down here it is saying this is a test message. Let's put a number and click send. Our message will be sent. Press escape and it will take you to the main screen. Let's click the button again. If you see down here, there are two buttons. One is the always and another one is the just once. I'm assuming that you know the functionality of these two buttons. Let's take the scenario where we need the dialog box containing all the compatible applications, but we want to get rid of always and just once buttons. We will achieve this in our next tutorial. Let's quickly jump to the PowerPoint presentation which we showed in the beginning of the tutorial. The point number 1 says implicit intents declare a journal action to perform. For example, if you want to display a location on a map or you want to open up an email, etc. So what we have done in our program, we opened up the default application to send the messages. The point number 2 says implicit intents are useful when your application cannot perform the action but the other applications probably can. So in our application what we did was we created one message and then we took the help of the default message application to send our messages. Point number 3 and 4, they are related with the intent filters. We'll discuss these points later, but let's read the statement in the point number 4. It says if multiple compatible intent filters are found, the system displays a dialog box so that the user can pick which application to use. So this is what we just achieved. Friends, with this I take your leave. The code for the application is available on the link given in the description. Catch you in the next tutorial. Happy learning.